जो सर्च ऑपरेशन है इसको जरा डिस्कस करते हैं कि इसके क्या क्या जो मेथड्स हैं वो हो सकते हैं, और फिर उनको एनालाइज हम किस तरीके से कर सकते हैं कि व्हाट्स द कम्प्लेक्सिटी एनालिसिस ऑफ एरे सर्चिंग। ठीक है, तो लेट्स जस्ट डिफाइन द प्रॉब्लम एंड देन वील सी द एल्गोरिथम्स एज वेल। तो अगर in general we talk about the array operations, तो there are only a few operations जिनको हम we can say that these are the standard operations. Apart from that, of course, we can have many different operations as well, but there are some standard operations that an array has that we call the ADT of an array. ठीक है, तो the first operation is insertion. Of course, insertion has multiple scenarios. So if we insert at the end of an array, it takes different number of steps. If we insert in the middle, it would take different number of steps. And similarly, insertion at the beginning of an array is definitely taking a different behavior. It shows a different behavior, but it all depends on the size of the array, that is n. So this is the insertion operation. So if we insert at the end of an array, like if you have an array of ओके, यहाँ पे एक चीज को आपको देखना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि देयर आर टू डिफरेंट थिंग्स. वन इज द कैपेसिटी ऑफ द एरे. ठीक है, कैपेसिटी कैन बी अ कांस्टेंट नंबर, जैसे कि डिफरेंट लैंग्वेजेस में होता है. C++ में we have capacity of an array when we declare or allocate memory for an array. Then the other thing is the size of the array. It is not equal to capacity. ठीक है जी, साइज इज नॉट इक्वल टू कैपेसिटी. इट कैन बी इक्वल टू कैपेसिटी, लेकिन साइज का मतलब होता है कि हाउ मेनी एलिमेंट्स डज दिस एरे कंटेन एट दिस टाइम. ठीक है जी, तो कैपेसिटी कांस्टेंट है लेकिन साइज कीप वेरिंग. ठीक है, कि पहले एम्प्टी थी तो साइज 0 था, जब हमने पहला एलिमेंट ऐड किया तो साइज 1 हो गया. ठीक है, तो दिस इज अ डिफरेंस बिटवीन द साइज एंड द कैपेसिटी ऑफ द एरे. तो अभी हम बात कर रहे हैं कि साइज ऑफ द एरे, उससे रिलेटेड हमारे सारे ऑपरेशंस बिहेव करते हैं. तो जो इंसर्ट ऑपरेशन है, अगर हम इंसर्ट करें एंड पे, तो डेफिनेटली अगर साइज हमारे पास पहले n था, हम n+1 जो इंडेक्स होगा वहां पे एलिमेंट ऐड कर देंगे. वी जस्ट नीड टू कॉपी द वैल्यू एंड इट टेक्स ओनली वन स्टेप. ठीक है जी, अब बात कर रहे हैं मिडल पे ऐड करने की. if any one of you can explain कि middle पे ऐड करते हुए हमें क्या करना पड़ेगा. what's the procedure to add an element in the middle of an array? We have n elements in the array already there, and we want to add another element in the middle of those elements. ठीक है जी, exactly. We have to shift the elements that are beyond that specific middle index. ठीक है जी, तो हमने for example we have 10 elements in the array at the moment. We find middle as the fifth element. We want to place the new element at the fifth location. What we would do is that we would move the element number 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th up till 10, all these elements from the array one step further in the array. Okay, we will move them one index on the right side. The element the element number 10, the last element would move one index ahead. ठीक है, अगर प्रीवियसली वो इंडेक्स 10 पे था तो इट वुड गो टू इंडेक्स नंबर 11. जो 9 पे था वो 10 पे चला जाएगा, जो 8 पे था वो 9 पे चलेगा, सो ऑन. इस तरीके से वी वुड एम्प्टी दी फिफ्थ पोजीशन और वहां पे वी वुड प्लेस द न्यू एलिमेंट. ठीक है, तो इस तरीके से हमें एरे को शिफ्टिंग करनी पड़ती है. तो नंबर ऑफ स्टेप्स कितने हो गए, कोई इसका एनालिसिस कर सकता हो? मोइज, ये 2 कहां से आया? Inserting an element in the middle of an array, it doesn't take a constant number of steps. ठीक है जी, हाँ अच्छा ठीक है. अहमद बिन शफीक, दानियाल अहमद says that we would need to move or shift n by 2 elements in the array. ठीक है, तो n by 2 शिफ्टिंग हो गई और प्लस एक एलिमेंट को प्लेस किया. ठीक है, तो n by 2 + 1 भी कह सकते हैं, लेकिन ऑफ कोर्स हम n by 2 को फोकस रखते हैं, अभी 1 को निकाल देते हैं. ठीक है जी, तो इट वुड टेक n by 2 स्टेप्स. लेकिन अगर हम असिम्प्टोटिक एनालिसिस करें तो m by 2 इज अगेन, अगर हम कांस्टेंट टर्म्स वी ड्रॉप द कांस्टेंट टर्म्स तो इट बिकम्स की ऑर्डर ऑफ n. n बड़ा है तो उसका हाफ भी बड़ा होगा, n छोटा है तो उसका हाफ भी छोटा होगा, ठीक है। तो असिम्प्टोटिक एनालिसिस में हम कह सकते हैं कि इट इज ऑफ ऑर्डर n, ठीक है जी। अच्छा, इसी तरह अगर बिगिनिंग में ऐड करना है तो वी हैव टू शिफ्ट द इंटायर एरे वन इंडेक्स अहेड एंड देन वी वुड फ्री अप द फर्स्ट इंडेक्स, और वहां पे हम वी वुड प्लेस द न्यू एलिमेंट, ठीक है। इट वुड टेक एग्जैक्टली n प्लस वन स्टेप्स, और ऑफ कोर्स उसको असिम्प्टोटिक एनालिसिस करें तो वी वुड से कि इट वुड टेक n या ऑर्डर ऑफ n, ठीक है। सिमिलरली for the deletion operation we again have to move elements back. Jab we remove one element from the middle, we have to move all the n by 2 elements that are beyond that location one index to the one lower index. तो जो एलिमेंट डिलीट हुए वी डिलीट फ्रॉम द इंडेक्स नंबर 5, वी हैव टू मूव द सिक्स्थ एलिमेंट टू इंडेक्स 5, 7 टू इंडेक्स 6 एंड 8 टू इंडेक्स नंबर 7। तो हमें सारी की सारी एरे जो स्पेसिफिक पॉइंट जहाँ डिलीशन हुई है उससे आगे थी, उस सारी को एक एक स्टेप लेफ्ट पे मूव करना पड़ेगा, लेफ्ट पे शिफ्ट करना पड़ेगा, ठीक है। तो अगेन n by 2 स्टेप्स डिलीशन में भी हो जाते हैं, और अगर बिगिनिंग से डिलीट करें तो n स्टेप्स हो जाते हैं, मिडिल से डिलीट करें तो n by 2 स्टेप्स हो जाते हैं, एंड से डिलीट करें तो 1 स्टेप, ठीक है जी। तो दिस इज द कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी ऑफ डिलीशन ऑपरेशन। तो इंसर्शन भी होगी, डिलीशन भी होगी, दीज आर टू स्टैंडर्ड ऑपरेशंस इन एन एरे। And then we have the last option, that is the search operation. Can anybody confirm which slide are you looking at, because I've actually moved to the next slide, slide number 3. Can you see the slide number 3? Okay, ठीक है, then it's good. Okay, so the last operation is the search operation, of course, and the search operation is definitely, the definition is that we get a value that we need to search in the array, and we can use any method to locate that value in the array, and if we find that specific value, we would return the index of that location, ठीक है, that we would return that location कि array में कहाँ से मिला, ठीक है। this is actually this is actually the overall you can say the blueprint of our operation, कि we would get a number as an input, we would get the array and the size of the array, these three are the input parameters, and then we would search in that array, and if we find that element we would return the index of the array, and if we do not find that element, we are not able to find that element in the array, we would just return a status that shows that the element is not present in the array. It can be a negative index, it can be a boolean value, okay, but whatever the way you use, the operation should show that the search is unsuccessful, ठीक है जी। तो then for searching an element, we have two different algorithms, linear search and the binary search. We have already discussed these search algorithms, like in this course we would go into the details again, because we need to make some we need to actually come up with the guarantees ki what is the asymptotic analysis of those operations, okay. So first we'll move to linear search, and in the linear search it is very simple and very basic algorithm. It starts from the first index in the array and keep looking the element, moving further one element ahead, and until it finds the required element. If it finds the required element, it returns it just breaks the search and returns the specific index. And if it does not find the specific element, the search would start from the first index and it would end at the last index of the array, and that last comparison would also be unsuccessful. It means that the search operation takes starting from the first index until the last index. It would take, of course, if the array has n elements, it would compare n elements with the given data, with the given element which we need to search. So there are n comparisons in the linear search, okay. So here's the algorithm. We take three things as input. One is the list that one is the array that contains the data, that elements. Then we have the size of the array, that is the number of elements that it contains. It is not the capacity, remember, this is not the capacity of the array, this is the size, the elements that it contains. And then we get the value that we want to search. So we just start with the initialization of different variables. We start with the index 0 position that we want to return from the search operation is -1. That shows that the search is unsuccessful if it stays -1. And then we set a boolean that is found equal to false. It is there to break the loop. Okay, and you see at the last we return the position. So this position is the index number in the array. So what we do is we just iterate from this index 0 till the index is less than number of elements. So if number of elements are 10 in the array, we would iterate from index 0 to last index, that is number 9. Okay, this is the C++ implementation. So we know that our indices would be from 0 till n-1. So we actually iterate from 0 to index less than number of elements. And then we keep another track that if the element is found, the loop should be broken. Okay, we should break the loop. So we have AND operation in the condition, and we compare the found flag. If it is true, then the loop would break. So we just compare the element, the current index with the value. If the value is equal to the value at the current index, we just change the boolean flag to true. We store the index in the position variable, and we in the next iteration the loop would break due to this flag. And when the loop breaks, we return the position that we just stored in the variable. Okay, this is very simple linear search. Now the important part is how do we analyze this algorithm. If we just see the complexity, this the best case would be that we set the found flag to false, and in the first iteration the element is found. The found flag becomes true and the loop breaks. This is only one comparison. Okay? This is the best case of this algorithm. And then going to the average case, we can say that we done this algorithm many times, and then we see that how many what are the number of steps that each execution of this algorithm took, and we just take the average of all those steps. It becomes the average case. And then for the worst case, if we find the value at the last index, or if we do not find the value at all. If we do not find the value at all, the loop would iterate through all the elements in the array and would break at the first condition. Index is equal to number of elements. Index would keep increasing, and then it would become equal to number of elements. In that case, this while loop would break. And when the while loop breaks, the position element still contains -1, and we return -1 from this function. So this is the worst case, that we have iterated through all the elements, that is the n elements, and we have not found the specific value from the user. So this takes n number of steps. So the order is order of n. So this is the analysis. In the main, we just initialize an array. We pass that array and the value to be found in the function, and this function returns the result. If the result is -1, we show that the value is not found, and if the result is not -1, then the result variable contains the specific index, and we show that index to the user. This is the way how we use this search list function for linear search. Okay, so advantages are that this is very simple algorithm, easy to understand, easy to implement. We do not need to pre-process the data that is already there. We just need to run this algorithm on any data, and it would give us the result all the times. It does not need data to be in any specific order. And the disadvantage is that it takes, in the worst case, it takes n number of steps, which we can improve. Okay, that's it for today. We would stop here, and we would discuss binary search in our next lecture, inshallah.